We've come to a fork in the road. In fact, we've been passing many exits for many years, but we've kept course on one freeway. This freeway is called American air conditioning, and it is a decadent journey. We first embarked down this road years ago with Willis Carrier's invention of dew point control. Further along, we witnessed the first home window unit and Mies van der Rohe and Harry Weiss's early solution to the integration of air conditioning into architecture. From then to now, the road has been repaved and revamped, with cleaner and more efficient air conditioning units that use less energy and safer refrigerant. Despite these few improvements, we are not yet heading in a good direction. Efforts are being made to steer us to a better course, but so far, decadent air conditioning prevails. And thus, we find ourselves at a crucial point. Do we hold steady and await a certain and short future? Or do we take the next exit to longevity and health? It is important that we know what we are up against if we stay straight. To start, 90% of American homes have an air conditioner installed. 28% of those are window units, while the other 62 are central cooling. The majority of retail, dining, cultural institutions, and offices also use air conditioning. In fact, one might be hard-pressed to find an interior space that doesn't have air conditioning. The amount of people that have and are using air conditioners may contribute to the issue, but it is not the issue itself. The problem is our reliance on air conditioning and the notion of room temperature. For some reason, we took the power of controlling our home's temperature to such an extreme that many air conditioners are overrunning and rooms are too cold. Humans can live comfortably at higher temperatures, but there is some need to be in a cold environment in the summer months. Maybe it stems from a primal instinct, or maybe it comes from ingrained notions that we must combat hot weather with cold air to be comfortable. 18% of Americans keep their air conditioners set at 76 degrees Fahrenheit or above in the summer months. The other 82% keep it below, with 20% under 69 degrees Fahrenheit. Why does 1 in every 5 people feel the need to live in their own Arctic tundra? I cannot deny that cooling is the only problem we are facing. Heating loads soak up far more energy. In 2015, American heating loads equated to 4 quadrillion BTUs of energy, while cooling loads were closer to 0.6 quadrillion BTUs. The difference, however, is that heating loads have been steadily decreasing, while cooling loads have been increasing over the past 20 years. That makes sense, as climate change has generally been making our hotter months hotter and longer. The hotter it gets, the more air conditioning we use, which only worsens the problem. It is a cycle that we cannot sustain. We know what this cycle looks like to date, as we experience it daily and yearly. Ice caps are melting, water levels are rising, hurricanes are more frequent and powerful, and wildfires burn up ecosystems. But what can we expect the future to look like? To start, the frost season will continue to shorten. While this may sound appealing, it will cause soil moisture contents to go down, sparking droughts and heat waves. By 2050, the Arctic is projected to be ice-free. By the end of the century, we will experience a 1 in 20-year heat wave every 2 years, and sea levels are expected to rise up to 8 feet, which will displace many people in coastal areas. Essentially, these factors will continue to worsen until the planet becomes uninhabitable. So what happens if we take the next exit and change our course? Some countries have already done so and established guidelines that drastically lower their air conditioning loads. In 2005, the Japanese Ministry of the Environment established the Cool Biz campaign. Originally, the steps taken were small. Government buildings were required to keep air temperatures at 82 degrees Fahrenheit in summer months, and dress code guidelines became more liberal. Around 2011, this campaign found its way into private business as well. Furthermore, because energy is so expensive in Japan, people are more conscious about how much they use. Most households have mini split systems, and they only cool rooms that are being occupied, as opposed to the whole house. The Japanese government even recommends that people maintain air temperatures of 82 degrees Fahrenheit or higher in their homes, as it can be unhealthy to walk into a significantly colder room. It is obvious that a population that is conscious of its air conditioning use will take a smaller toll on the environment. It is imperative that a country such as the US, which contributes to a huge portion of the world's AC loads, must urge its population to take steps towards limiting air conditioning use. With great power comes great responsibility. However, the advancement of technology will also play a crucial role in our future. There are so many variations of air conditioning that are being developed that are so much more eco-friendly. For instance, solar-powered air conditioning, or even DVAP systems, which uses an environmentally friendly saline solution rather than the conventional refrigerants, and a thin membrane to achieve the cost reduction. The reason that these models have not taken the market by storm is that they are not developed to the same point of practicality as a classic window unit. They are expensive and require more effort to install. To take the next exit will require a number of factors. We need a new government administration that is willing to treat climate change seriously and put in place rules and regulations similar to those of Japan's. We need the general public to understand and accept that spaces do not have to be frigid to be comfortable. We need the appropriate technology to become accessible to more people, and we need to continue to design buildings based on climate. The novelty of a climateless architecture by virtue of air conditioning is not one that we can afford.